take those steps. Be on your way. Take those steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine.
Yeah, welcome to the ranch where we span the globe to bring you the best in indie Americana music, and we are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. If you're an indie artist or you like new music, you want to go to Blast Music 24/7. They actually take care of their artists there. So if you're supporting music or you need some support, you got to be on Blast Music 24/7. And we are brought to you by Hotel Universe, your management and video needs. So again, you want to look professional always. We don't compete with each other, but we support each other and we want to be competitive with each other. So Hotel Universe, tell them Randie sent you and they're going to hook you up. And then we got our radio stations in Paris, My Indie Radio. We love you guys listening every week. So thank you very much. And then on the other side, we have California. We have the Plow Zone listening in on Wednesdays and My Indie Radio's on Thursday. We hear the ranch. And streaming podcast service has the ranch. So we're everywhere you want to be. So I'm glad you guys are listening in. We go live on Mondays, of course, and that's where we get all interactive. And Billy's here, and I missed you, Billy, last week. Howdy, Billy. Good to have you with us tonight. So you made it tonight. Thank you. So that's great. Well, buckle up because this is the funniest thing ever. Chris and I, he kind of hit me up on a song, and I hit him up on a song that I was liking on his. It turns out we've been like traveling in the same circles for so long. We could have been surfing the same beaches out and when I go to California between Venice and Malibu. So we're in for a really good time tonight. Chris Hazard, and your band is Ginger Markin. Hello, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are the waves today?
We got a swelling, so I don't know. We played a bunch of shows, so I'm still beat up. Like I just got myself ready for your thing, and haven't really ventured outside other than take my dog out.
Okay, all right. You're busy, so I forgive you.
But I'll check the waves and let you know.
All right.
You got the surf report.
I need a surf report. It's funny. I'm like landlocked now here in Pennsylvania, but I'm still about an hour and a half from the Jersey Shore. And I still check the surf reports and see what's breaking where, So still some fun times and the best waves in the world, Malibu. It's just some great surfing, but we're here to talk music. But we could talk surfing and music. And
you can talk surfing if you want. Snowboarding, surfing, skateboarding,
Right?
Anything you can ride, horses, all that stuff. I love riding, That's my jam.
Right. Is that where you get creative, or that's your outlet, or?
I mean, I had to surfing, skateboarding, horseback riding, like all the stuff that you did in Malibu when I was a kid. That's got me to a certain point, but I got so dedicated in my 20s that I was the only guy in a metal band that had tan lines. So I'd show up and I'd have that wetsuit mark, and tan, cut off tan lines right here. And, all the other metalers were all pretty pale because nobody really made it out to the beach much. So.
Oh my God! Now Billy's in New York, but he's 10 minutes from the waves.
So, oh, nice.
And nobody's surfing out here today. It's like 40.
I wonder where he surfs in New York. I've never. I made it out to the East Coast. I surfed in Rhode Island and Narragansett, and I surfed down in Florida a bit. But I never, it's like I heard Montauk's got nice waves.
Montauk, I heard Jones Beach has some sometimes. Mattaquan in Jersey. Silver Lake. In fact, there are a couple beaches in New Jersey that if you have a surfboard, they have a certain sectioned off part of the beach where you could surf for free.
You mean, hold on, surf for free? You got to pay for surfing?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
surf camp?
Oh, yeah. The Jersey Shore, you have to pay to get on the beach. And New York. I know.
Mark that off my list. No go.
Did I just like blow your mind? You know? Oh,
God
yeah.
made the beach. The beach should be free. That's crazy.
You know what? I ain't disagreeing. I am not. No, I ain't disagreeing. But welcome to New Jersey. Yeah, and it's like $10 a day or something for a beach pass.
Oh my
Billy, how
God.
much is it to get on the beach in New York? See if he still listening. But yeah, and Florida's free, but sometimes they make you rent the cabanas and chairs and stuff.
Well, if you get something with it, you know, I mean, I love add-ons, so I mean, I could see that worth paying for. But God, don't tell anybody, man. I mean, LA's already expensive enough. All of a sudden, like, you know, I walk out of my house and they're like, "Got to walk your dog fee. You want to use the grass fee. You want to go out on here's some sand. Oh, you're on the sand."
Oh yeah, yeah. Do you pay for Muscle Beach? Oh, Billy never paid. Is that because you don't go to the beach or they don't charge? Maybe there's different free beaches in Long Island. Okay. Okay, it's going to be interesting because this is going out to California to the plow zone. And then I wonder what the European beaches are going to do because we're all over Paris and Europe too for my indie radio. So see if we
the
get
plow
any
zone. That's a cool name for a state. I like the plow zone. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's out of Northern California. It's
I'll
got
have to check that out.
definitely. Oh, he worked the beach. Now that's smart because that's how you get all the free stuff.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, Billy.
Like that.
That's what I used to do when I couldn't afford to go to the YMCA. Like I would work at the YMCA and just get to use everything, and they paid me to be there. So
Workaround.
it's a workaround. We're creative people. We just come up with things, make things work. And it's funny because I've been to LA a few times, quite a few times, and we actually have trouble in the same circles. Wait. Mindy says only during the summer and only before 6 p.m. or something in New Jersey they charge. Yeah, there's a time window. Like you can go early in the morning, and I think they start charging at 10. And then after 6, it's free again or something like stupid like that.
I'm glad I got that heads up because if I ever make it out that way, it's like I'd be like, "You're fooling me, right?" Like, no. Like, you know, we charge you a fee to go on the beach. I'd be like,
well, no, you gotta know where to take your surfboard.
What's that now?
You gotta know where to take your surfboard because if you're in Manasquan, if you stay by the rocks and you have a surfboard, you're free. And Silver Lake has an area, a surfing area, and there's a few other beaches. So you have to know where the free surfing beaches are.
Huh. Especially if they got good waves. Like here, you can have the SE waves. You know, like the not so good ones, but they're free.
Right. The wonky is crap.
Malibu, man. I mean, I wish they'd. I mean, it's a circus out there, you know, and it's like Malibu used to break. So there was third point, second point, first point, and third point because of the lagoon and the runoff stopped breaking as well as it used to when I was a kid because there was two breaks. There was Old Joe's, which was a left, and then there was the rest of it, which was all a right. But now only second point breaks primarily consistently, and it's a zoo. It's horrible. It makes you. If I look at it, I go, God, that's not worth it, you know. So.
Oh, that's too bad.
The thing is about surfing is
waves are really wonky. They're kind of like Florida waves. You know, Florida waves are kind of wide and hard to stand up on too. But they're wonky. And
I like beach break because for me when I was a kid, I used to surf in competitions, and the horrible waves, the better you got riding really bad waves, the better you were. So you'd show up for competitions, and if the waves were bad, you'd do better.
Yeah.
So
If you can handle a wonky wave and you do your thing, when you have a good wave with a lot of energy, it's going to be wonderful. I mean, you're going to
it's
have a
crazy because
blast.
surfing now's gotten almost boring. I watch all the wave pool stuff, and everybody can do an air, and it's just like all the extreme sports. I think they've just taken it to a point where I'm just not even impressed by any of the snowboarding. I'm like, okay, seeing that on, because I'm on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, oh, look at this 5-year-old. He surfs better than Kelly Slater. I'm like, okay, next.
John or whatever his name is, like
Yeah, John Torrance.
when he was a little kid, he was like beating everybody, like.
Yeah, I'm like past it now. I watch cult breaking videos and I love watching little like fools bite people. I'm like, that's gotten more interesting to me than watching surfing.
You know what I started watching? We're gonna have to talk music in a second here because I can talk surfing all day. That HBO had a special on Nazarene.
Well, that's crazy. That place is crazy.
That is scary, crazy. What the hell are they doing? All the surfers there have broken bones on those stupid waves. They're huge. For anyone watching, I know we're talking surfing here, but these are some of the biggest waves in the world. It makes like Hawaii, the North Shore only has big waves for a month or two. Nazarene has these skyscraper waves that these guys are riding. It's become like an adrenaline rush, and they're like addicted to these waves, and they're getting killed.
Well, the thing is about Nazarene is that primarily most of the time it's the kind of wave it is. They call it a burger, and a burger is mushy, so it kind of crumbles. Whereas Mavericks is frightening because Mavericks is top to bottom, and but I mean the waves at Nazarene, people riding like close to 100-foot waves is insane. It's just
it's gonna crumble on you. You know what I mean? Like it's unpredictable. It's like.
Well, even the crumble will drown you. So at Nazarene, I mean, it's 100 feet high.
Yeah, all that water is now crumbling on you. It's not going over you and barreling. It's like crashing down, like crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. Like, can I do that? No.
Well, every like 6 years, there's like some guy who's like, okay, 79 foot, 80, 90 foot, and it's just like, it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger. But then I watch, I'm like, that's cool. It's 100-foot wave, but it's kind of mushy.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, I sit there and judging people like, oh, whatever. It's only a 65-foot wave.
The biggest barrel I ever rode was Costa Rica, and it was like almost to my head, and I was freaking out. I'm like hunched over. I'm like, and I was freaking out. I can't imagine that. Even the sound of it is deafening,
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm hopefully getting back to Costa Rica, Samara Beach, hopefully. I'm trying to talk her into Samara Beach, my friend. She's going to surf for the first time. I'm talking her into that, too.
Yeah, warm water makes a huge difference on on the whole psychology of like, I mean, I wore a wetsuit all the time, like even in the summertime.
I don't know how they didn't.
Yeah, I don't like being cold. So, and the other thing is I'd stay out for hours and hours and hours on end. So even in the summertime when my friends would be like, oh, I'm cold, I'm getting out, I'd be like, man, I'm comfortable. See ya.
Like, I think it was your wetsuit.
What's that?
Well, I think it was your wetsuit.
Well, I had, I got all kinds of different ones, but I'd go out in the thinnest one that I could get, but I'd usually wear like a spring suit. Right, and I wore booties all the time at Malibu because the rocks, if you got basically the equivalent of shoes on, you can run right over the rocks, not having to worry about jamming your toes up. So
yeah, the water's cold, folks. Yeah, Mindy's like 100-foot waves. Our waves will not be 100 foot. They're going to be little baby waves. Baby waves. So it's funny. Okay, so all right. And there's a certain rush about standing up on a surfboard, like a general
Oh,
the
oh,
adrenaline.
the first
You
time it
know,
ever happened, like it was like a religious experience for me. I mean, my parents have been taking me to church for years, and then all of a sudden, like, like I don't know what sunk in, but the second I rode a wave, I'm like, God, can I do that again? Can I promise I'll be good. I
yeah,
will eat my peas. I'll eat the horrible broccoli that I don't like. I'll eat all that stuff if I can just have another wave and stand up again. Was this a fluke? And then I got another one, and it's like the appreciation kind of wore off, but it's like I definitely, my whole life when I was a kid, like I wasn't into organized sports very much, and so surfing, like that was everything to me. It's like every day I ditched school. That was it. But by the time I got in a band, that was just it went wayward because it's just I got so caught up, and that's been the whole thing with skateboarding. I started playing guitar about 12 years ago, or maybe a little bit longer, and when I got better at it, I stopped skateboarding so much because I didn't want to break my wrists.
right. Yeah, I was playing volleyball. I was a diver in high school. That was my action junkie, thrill, like trying new dives and stuff, and then it was
That
volleyball.
stuff's crazy.
Yeah, it is a
That's,
little insane.
you're like, you walk up to the diving board and you look down, you're like,
Yeah, I'm gonna spin around a few times and then hit that water.
no, the high dive, you thought you were tough until you got up there and you're just like, huh. You know, we had a place called Pickwick, and it was so crazy because you could go. I worked at the stables there when I was a kid. It was out in the valley, and there was a skating rink and a pool, and the pool had a high dive, and we'd have to dare each other, like kids were frightened to like get on horses like when I was a kid, and that same kid would be like, well, you go up to the high dive, and I'd be like, I'm not doing that. So I tip my hat to you for being a diver, because that's I watch that stuff. Again, on Instagram, I sit there and watch videos of people doing crazy stuff on the high dive. I'm like, and especially have you seen these new diving videos where these kids are just launching themselves off of like
Oh,
enormous cliffs? You're like, what the?
stop. I know, I
Yeah,
know.
you're like, you're gonna
The
die.
Red
Like,
Bull extreme diving. Holy crap. Oh my God.
well, these,
Um,
these kids now that like, well, it's like parkour where they're flip, 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 flip off like, and then they throw a rock to break the tension in the water, and it's just it's gotten so insane. The world is completely, people are I thought I was tough. I'm like, I ain't nothing compared to all these people I see now. I'm like, wow.
I know, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of
There's a
crazy.
lot of like, I wouldn't do that videos.
I wouldn't do that. But let's talk music, because standing up, you paddle, you paddle, you paddle, you work so hard to get out to the wave, and it's just that rush. And then you found guitar and performing. Is that the same rush for you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm addicted. Unfortunately, like I've been able to knock all my other demons away, but the addiction to keep on. I keep on telling people I'm just, at my age, I'm too dumb to quit, and which will probably be the title of my next record, because I'm coming up to anniversaries in my age where it's just, you question why you're still doing it. It's just that addiction. It's like, I love putting on a show, because I started out as a lead singer, and then out of necessity, I picked up the guitar.
Oh, right. I did the same. I was a singer for so many years, and then it got harder and harder, and I wanted to do my own stuff, and I had to start playing. That
Yeah.
12 years ago. Okay, Billy's into bungee jumping, and that is something that never intrigued me.
Yeah. No, no. I got
That's
this
crazy
crazy thing.
too.
I don't know if you've seen it, but my hair, this is like part of my hair in the back. This is like a
Oh, good.
ponytail. Like my hair is, so bungee jumps, there's certain things, roller coasters, like up here, this is all hair. So like getting into the roller coaster, like the head thing and all that stuff. like that's why I got music, because like that stuff all kind of, the motorcycle, like my tail gets stuck in the sprocket or something. So all the other fun stuff has kind of been wayward of trying to chase the music addiction.
Right, which kind of led to Outlaw of Excess, right? The first song we're going to listen to.
Yeah, that's one of the first songs I wrote when I got my act back together.
All right, why don't we listen to it? Outlaw of Excess.
And after killed a bottle of whiskey and tried to bed my woman when I left her all alone. I was sitting in my cell thinking she might miss me, so I gave her a call from the county jail payphone. Said I'm the outlaw, I'm the outlaw. I'm like a bad tattoo, all black, blue, the love you can't forget. I'm the outlaw, I just deserve sugar. I'm sorry, but I'm the outlaw of excess. Before you quit those charges, well, I stole that baby's gun. It's the only thing you can count on when you're on the run. Your hollering hurt can cheer me on when you hear me say, there's no place I can home and I got away. Cause I'm the outlaw, I'm the outlaw. I'm not gonna keep Cupid's arrow shot right through you, but I bet you just bleed today. I'm the outlaw, I just deserve you, girl. I'm sorry, but I'm the outlaw of excess. Motel room surrounded, oh no. Put your hands behind your head, get on the floor. It's a case of mistaken identity. They prove they wanna put you right in front of me. Sitting in the cop car, then they slam the door. Come on! The judge said 2 counts of murder, thought it was only 1. When I found out just who it was, I said, Lord, what have I done? I know we get life or the chair, it don't matter either way. But the judge granted me a pardon, I said no way. He said no way. Cause I'm the outlaw, I'm the outlaw. I'm like a bad tattoo, all black and blue, with a love you can't forget. I'm the outlaw, I just deserve you, girl. I'm sorry, but I'm the outlaw of excess. I'm sorry, but I'm the outlaw of excess. I'm sorry, but I'm the outlaw of excess.
And we are back on the ranch. We're brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, your one stop for indie artists. If you're an artist, you want your stuff up on, they'll give you an account. And if you're looking for new music, all types of different music, you can go to Blast Music 24/7. There's all kinds of podcasts, networking. They have curated radio stations, all kinds of good stuff for us indie artists. So, and we are brought to you by Plow Zone out in California and My Indie Radio supporting us at all the streaming platforms. I don't know, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Amazon Podcasts. You find it. we're every place you want to be. So today we're with Chris Hazard, and we're hearing his band Ginger Merkin out in California. Is there a lot of country music out in LA?
Well, it's huge here now. For years it was like it was really rough trying to find gigs. Like, you tell people like, oh, I play country, and they just slam the door in your face. They didn't want that. And then now the country music scene's it's a very big. There's Desert Five spot. There's a Harvard and Stone. They do grand, and then Ben Riddell's a big part of the country music scene here. He does a thing called the Grand Old Echo, and he's been doing that. He's the original. He's the one who really kind of brought back that Palomino scene to LA. So it's pretty big here. It's like unfortunately it's hard. It's kind of hard to crack. It's like it's like if you're playing standard country, then it's pretty easy to get in. There's a huge amount of people now playing standard country now, and I come from a heavy metal hard rock background, so it's the heroes that I have won't even, for the country market in LA, they don't even come here, because the outlaw country scene is people like Jamie Johnson and Blackberry Smoke. They primarily don't even come to LA anymore because there's just I find outlaw country to be that's what I like. Mm-hmm. And that's my primary love. And like the stuff I grew up on, not just Waylon, but like Jerry Reed, and of course Jerry Lee Lewis. Like when he went country, I like, it's like I like the drugged out, sad, murder songs and stuff. And that market's kind of getting looked over a little bit in LA. There's a new band called the Jolenes that is doing like what's called cowpunk, and we call ourselves the kings of heavy honky tonk. So it's a little rough here. That if you're playing by the rules of country, then there's open doors to you. But if you're trying to pioneer anything, it's a little difficult.
No, I hear you. But Billy loved it. He thought that song was so good. Now you like murder songs, but the next one we're going to listen to, Last Match in the Book.
Yeah, this is I'm going to go in and redo this one. The version that you have is with Daryl Hall, his son, Darren, who's now out on the East Coast. He was with the band in the beginning, Ginger Merkin. The band's now called Mr. Ginger Merkin. We changed the name a little bit. Okay. But Darren's the one singing primarily in the background, and he was my partner in the band. And so it's a definite, like, the people who love that song, we do a really good version of it now. So we're about to go in and re-record it. But I think it's my one hit. Like you sit there and, you want to hope, if you're realistic, you can think if you're fooling yourself if you think every one of your songs is a hit.
Right.
Because you have a hit, and it's hard. And then you come up with another one. But as you see, like all the artists that we grew up with, Stand By Your Man, like there's certain songs by certain artists that you just, like they had that one hit, and so I think this is probably like worth my time to go back in and redo it with the band. So this is like a very wedding, like people who are having weddings or getting engaged, I get asked to play this song all the time.
Yeah, I get here. All right, let's see if everyone agrees if they think this would be your hit. This is called Last Match in the Book. And for an outlaw country band, this is as close to a love song ballad as you get.
lonely, kind of feeling down. I need someone, there's no one around. I looked over to my surprise, your bright smile and deep blue eyes. Glad I looked. Oh, honey, you're the last match in the book. If the sun and the wind don't dry your rain, if the sun and the wind don't dry your rain, you can use that last match to light your flame. You can use that last match to light your flame. Things got so hard, and yes, my hands they shook. If you're cold inside, she's the last match in the book. Talking to my friend just the other day, said there's pretty women out there, didn't know what to say to him. Thought about it, yeah, maybe true, but I ain't one like you, no. I looked over to my surprise, your bright smile and deep blue eyes. Glad I looked. Oh, honey, you're the last match in the book. If the sun and the wind don't dry your rain, if the sun and the wind don't dry your rain, you can use that last match to light your flame. You can use that last match to light your flame. If a beautiful girl walks by, oh, take a second look. Oh, honey, you're the last match in the book. If the sun and the wind don't dry your rain, if the sun and the wind don't dry your rain, you can use that last match to light your flame. You can use that last match to light your flame. 'Cause you're the last match, last match. Oh, honey, last match. 'Cause you're the last match, last match. Oh, honey, last match. 'Cause you're the last match, last match. Oh, honey, you're the last match in the book.
All right, we are back on the ranch. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, your one stop for all indie music. And we have our stations, Plow Zone out in California, and My Indie Radio in Paris. And we have all our podcasts listening. And of course, we have a bunch of people listening today, chiming in. Thank you guys for taking time to stop in and listen on the ranch. We're here with Chris Hazard. That's a great song.
Thank you.
Match in the book is a great line. Although when I was growing up, it was bad luck to use the last match in the matchbook.
I remember that.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have here in the house, I had a fish, like a big bowl full of matchbooks that only had one match.
matching it, right? Well,
Yeah.
a lot of people saying, wow, a lot of people are chime in, and that was really good. They liked it too. But I get the concept. I want you to be the last, you know.
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah,
any more
we've
matches.
songsmith that. We've worked at that one so long now with the new band. Like, you know, I have Stephen F. Wilkins. He plays Hammond and piano, and it's turned into a little bit different of a song. So I really want to get, like, I've songsmithed it. I've gotten a little bit more conviction in the vocal, you hope you can do it better. It's like you never know. Recording in the studio, like, the road to hell's paved with good intentions, and you go in and you're like, you come out and you're like, the one you thought was the worst song becomes out the best, and so I'm gonna try to get a really, like, I'm shooting for a good producer, and just, on that track.
I know producers are everything. People don't understand. You come up with a song and you have high hopes, and a producer can take it in so many different directions and add some real life to things.
Producers are rare. Good producers for demoing, or like, for, like, it's very hard to find a producer. It's like there's a lot of engineers, and they
Yes.
all consider themselves producers, and
Yes.
they sit there, and you're like sitting there, you're like, nope, nope, nope. I don't want your idea. Just like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be push the buttons, man. It's not what I hired you for. And then, producers are a whole different breed, uh, I work as a producer, in recovery. I work with people in recovery,
Mm-hmm.
and I know how to engineer their stuff, but I primarily help produce them. And for me to go in the studio, like Last Match in the Book, that version, I produced that. It sounds like a demo. It's all right. We didn't spend a ton of money on recording it. So I know that I don't want to produce this song, that I need, and it's very hard for me to find a good producer. And I'll send you a message if I get the person I want, because it's like, he's the guy who worked on the last Tanya Tucker record, and that sold me. When I heard that Tanya Tucker record, with Brandi Carlile, I was like, to me, that's the best record in country music in the last. That's probably the best in the last, since the Miranda Lambert.
I'm circling back because you said a lot of great stuff there. I think very few people can really produce their own stuff. You're not objective enough.
No, and you're going to be in there fixing stuff forever and micromanaging it. It's not a good idea. I've learned I can produce. I got 2 songs that I'm doing. I'm very excited with this new songs that we're songsmithing right now, because what we do is we write the songs and then we play them for a while, until and we have a song called Surfside Honky Tonk that's going to come out, and that one I can produce because it's very simple. It's like, as long as the tempo, because the tempo is everything when you produce or record something, because if the tempo's dragging, it's horrible. A little too fast you can live with, but too slow is horrible.
Right.
One of the songs, which is one of the slowest songs, and it's so magical, but it drags so much, but somehow he is Seen It in Color by Jamie Johnson. But if you ever listen to it, the tempo is like, it's like slow motion.
Yeah.
And he killed it, and so tempo is everything.
Yeah.
So, finding a producer, I've been in the studio with engineers who tried to, like, change the tempo while I'm in there tracking. And I've had to sneak up behind them and just be like, I know where I set the tempo. And they're like, how did you know? And I'm all, it's dragging, man. He's like, I thought you were playing it too fast, so I slowed it down a little bit. I'm all, don't do that again. I'm paying the bills. Don't slow down, because the tempo is the magic.
We actually, that's something before I go into the studio, that before we even get started, we sit down and we track it out, like how fast we want it to go, and how we want it to sit, because it is so important. It's going to set the whole tone for the song, and then you play from there. So
because I'm real good at. I want to get somebody better than me, because I'm really good at screwing my own shit up. Oops, excuse my language.
I know. But that's what you want. Like, I was doing a gig once, and I had put a band together really quickly to do this fundraiser thing, right? And I'm like, oh my God, the people I put on the stage are just so much better than me. And I'm like, Catherine Rondeau goes, why would you bring musicians on stage that weren't better than you? Like,
yeah.
They're going to make you sound good. Like, you want that. I want to level up to them, not come down to someone else's level.
Yeah, I've been very lucky, and especially like the band that I have now behind me is solidly been like Stephen F. Wilkins and I are pretty much partners in the band, and that's the Hammond guy. You know, he's my keyboard guy. And then our drummer's now been with us for I think about 3 years, and our bass player's been with us at a year. And part of my French, I mean, I'll say I got tired of throwing something at the wall and seeing if it stuck.
Yeah.
And once you get that solid lineup behind you, it just becomes like a pillow. It's so comfortable, and you can just land on your pillow, you know. And my guys are just so good, you know. And you know, I stress out all the time, you know, as a professional cat herder. You know, you're just trying to keep the psychology of having a band and keeping everybody happy and getting so close to the big time, because you're getting close. Like you get good, and then all of a sudden you may have a chance to break through to the next side, the other side, and then you lose one little facet, and then you're starting over again.
Uh-huh. I love the
So
cat herding metaphor. That's perfect. People, it's so hard. You have so much creative energy in a room, you know, and keeping that meshing and jiving is a full-time job. It really is. Really is.
yeah,
But which is
my
why,
dad was a conductor, so it's like my band has gotten they're very good with me about, like, I'll sit there and go, you know, like this, which means I can sit there and I can, you know, they'll listen to me like bring it down. You know, I can they kind of watch me conduct a little bit, like if the tempo's a little fast, like I'm like, you know, but it's all little subtle gestures. And now that we've been playing for a while, they all pick up on it, which is, you know, just makes you like, I'm really blessed to have those cats.
right, right. That is lucky. It's a lot of work and it's not an accident, you know, bringing all these together, which is why when I did my first album with our friend Marty Rifkin, I was really blessed that um, I was able to gel with him, like going all the way to, you know, from Pennsylvania all the way. I was in New Jersey at the time to LA, you know, and with his people, and just was such a wonderful experience. Um, you know,
He knows this. Yeah, Marty knows his stuff. I'm like, I only met him very not like a couple like maybe a few months ago, but I was aware of his work, and he was working with a lot of people. I produced this guy named Desi Ramon. I worked on a track, and then the track got sent out to Marty to be mixed. And when it came back, it was amazing, you know.
mm-hmm.
And so Desi Ramon's part of he's definitely part of what we out here. We have that we have our cowpunk scene, which is we're all a bunch of punk rockers that became country artists, you know. So, uh,
Right,
yeah, so Marty worked on her stuff, and he did a great job.
right, right. So that chemistry is everything with producers, with people in your band. You know, you don't want someone killing your creativity.
It's hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you know, it's a very like being in a band and trying to get people in the studio, and you know, trying to get everybody to agree. And you know, there's a lot of cooks, and you know, I've been a signed artist since I was 19, and you know, like I've just been in there for so long in the studio, and I've learned that, you know, it's like there's my way, and it's not my way or the highway. If you have that attitude, you're toast.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know, the psychology of making everybody happy and making people feel like they're a part of what's going on is very important.
Yeah. I actually have my crew that I record with, and then I have the band that I take on the road with performances and stuff. So it's interesting to do it that way. So our last song up is Residue from the Fast Lane.
Yeah, it's a quote by Leon Russell, and they did an interview with Leon, and they were asking him about a bunch of stuff in his studio or his garage or something. And you know, it was like there was keyboards and old gold records and stuff. And he had it just all in a pile and stuff. And they were like, well, what's all this stuff? You know, and he goes, it's just residue from the fast lane. And I was like, I'm gonna write a song And when I presented it to the former lineup of my band, one of the guys was like, dude, you can't use residue. It's a horrible word. And I was like, what? Like, no. The song is done. Like, it's a good hook. I'm using it. I'm like, and I really, really like that song. That song, I'm really picky with how things come out in the studio, but it shows my keyboardist, who's just a demon. He is so good. And it's like, I got a chance to let him, I spent hours mixing him to just, this song is basically revolves around him. So, and then he had no problem with me calling it Residue from the Fast Lane.
Oh.
So he's a keeper.
All right, let's listen. Residue from the Fast Lane.
Son, hold shotgun. I got my record done. Hey, I went number one. I let the go to my head. I guess, oh no. I bought a lot of fast cars and piles of cocaine, and that's just residue from the fast lane. Well, my daddy said, hey, I gave you your start. Your record's making lots of money, hell, they got no heart. I sold it to the devil a long time ago, oh no. Well, hell, the auto wants more, but hell, I ain't paying, 'cause that's just a residue from the fast lane. A man in a suit and horns came to take my soul. I said, hey man, just press record and let it roll. Ain't done nothing wrong, hell, it ain't my fault. Got 12 gold records hanging on my wall, and heck, it don't mean anything to me at all. I think she's the one. I put a ring on, but then she was gone. I may have cheated a time or two, oh no. Well, that's another good marriage gone down the drain, and that's just a residue from the fast lane. I'm in the fast lane. I'm in the fast lane. I'm in the fast lane. When I'm 6 feet under, hear you all saying, how'd that boy get so much fame? But I made Hazard one bad name, and that's just a residue.
You really do hear that hum in Oregon. kicking in.
Yeah, yeah, he's great.
I love that. Because you hear a Hammond organ, it sounds so cheesy, and then it applied properly. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's been like when I did the first record I did when I was a kid. Um, we had a Hammond organ. They put Hammond organ on the record, and I just always wanted it. And then there was a girl named Inger Lore who was in a band called the Nymphs, very famous like alternative rock band out of L.A. And she's very prolific. She wrote for Jeff Buckley, and she's kind of like a hidden gem. And she was a Hammond player, and I begged her to be in my band. And then I just had that whole thing that I'm never was going to play ever again, especially starting Ginger Merkin to do country. I was like, I have to have a pianist. I have to have a Hammond player.
That's so cool. Well, Billy Can't Stop Dancing.
Nice, Billy.
That one.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah, that one. You can't help moving with that one.
Hold on 1 second.
Do, 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 do.
I had a YouTube commercial come on. Sorry about that.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about the graphics. Who's doing your graphics that we're seeing?
I do all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I've been doing concert posters. I mean, it's horrible now because the AI, it's like it's kind of made it kind of unspecial of like the fact that the AI is able to kick out stuff. But I've been a comic book artist since I was a kid, and I've also I used to be a glassblower. I love color and graphic design, so I got really into. There was a guy named Frank Kozik who did all the posters for Nirvana and Soundgarden and the Swinging Utters, and I really really liked the concert posters that he was doing, and I was like, I wonder if I can mimic those. And I wanted to decorate my kitchen, and it turned into like now I do graphic design for other bands, but I do all the graphics for the Ginger Merkin posters.
They're cool. I really like them. I really
Thank you.
I'm glad my friend Paul isn't on tonight. He does he used to do comics. He used to work with the Archie comics.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He did that for many
I probably
years.
seen some of his stuff and been influenced by it because I mean that's the thing is nowadays is like if I'm wondering what color I want to use for something, I'll look at references of a lot of old comic books, and you can actually sit there and go, you can grab hexadecimal numbers, which is the combination for color, and go, wow, I really like that red that he used in the background. Hold on, let me just sample it, so.
That is cool. I do have my own branded. I made my own colors. You'd be proud of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're on my website. So those are actually part of my brand kit. So.
Oh, nice.
I learned how to make colors, and we made them. So that's my only thing. My own claim to fame, and I bought my own fonts too. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I create a lot of the fonts I do are hand drawn, but even with that now, I can do. I mean, AI can sit there and go. I can draw out like a certain amount of fonts, and then like if I'm having trouble with one, I mean everything's just gotten so, it's at the point now where I'm about to go back to photography for our posters because, a lot of the bands now have the cowboy with a skull with a cowboy hat on and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm on to something. I don't like doing that. If somebody catches on, I'm on to the next thing.
Yeah,
so
I want to be ahead of the trend. As soon as it catches on, you don't wear what the mannequin is wearing. I mean, that's just
no, it's time to go on to the next thing. So nowadays you got to try to stay ahead of the AI with creativity and do something that it can't do. And so there's still things that it can't do, but we're not long in this world for AI not outthinking us in every, not to go down that road, but it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And we only have a couple seconds left. So tell me, Chris, where can people find your work? Your great graphics, your music, all this stuff. Where can we find you? What are you doing next?
On Instagram, I'm Hazard Christopher.
Okay.
On the Ginger Merkin stuff, I've only released 2 things, but you can go listen to all of it for free at mr.gingermerkin at Bandcamp. And but the Residue from the Fast Lane and Outlaw of Excess are both available everywhere. And then and then also, if you want to listen to my old stuff, then it's like you can go to the band Funhouse or look up Funhouse Generation Generator, and you can listen to like all the metal stuff that I used to do. So that pretty much covers it.
All right. Well, it's been really fun hanging out with you, Chris. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I listened. I heard one of Randie's songs, and I really, really liked it. So I reached out and mentioned it, and here we are. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, now I want to go surfing in Malibu, man. Malibu waves. Oh, do some recording in the afternoon. When you catch up with Marty, tell him I said hello.
Okay, I will.
I will. All right, guys, thank you for watching. I know we had quite a few people chiming in tonight. I really appreciate that. We are live every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then you can catch up with us on our radio stations, Plow Zone and My Indie Radio, and all the streaming platforms with podcasts, including YouTube. And we'll see you around. All right. Catch you next week.